Welcome everyone to ChessWhiz TV, episode 155. Today is July 23rd, 2015. We're going to do something exciting today. Not really exciting. We're just going to solve some chess puzzles, which is really boring. I mean, just sit there, look at the board, look at the board, look at the board. We're going to spice it up. I'm going to solve a few puzzles, then you're going to solve a few puzzles. Literally you. Even though you look a lot like a camera, I know you guys can solve chess puzzles. So we're going to show chess puzzles on the stream for the live viewers, and the first solvers of those puzzles will win literally prizes. In this case, bitcoins. I'm going to give tiny slivers of bitcoins to the quickest solvers, and I'll explain that as we get closer to the time. And that'll go straight over the internet to you, which is worth real money. It's going to be $1 per puzzle, and we're planning to do 5. So I'm super generous today, giving away $5. That's partly made possible by the supporters of the show, and you can support the show by sending me Bitcoin or by signing up on Patreon to do that. I'm not going to give you more information about that though, because who wants to support me when I can support you? Let's get started. Here we are at the website lichess.org, where we're going to be finding our puzzles. Let's go into the Learn tab, which you can't even see, and then Training. Train the brain. Let's do it. So here's the first puzzle selected completely randomly. Be sure to select easy mode. Whoops, I just changed the puzzle. Whoops, I just changed the puzzle again. Apparently I'm on this puzzle. Oh, I'm on this puzzle now. Great, you could just keep clicking easy to get different puzzles. Okay, here's the puzzle that we're going to solve. I got a message from It's Koosh who wants support. It's Koosh, if you were falling over, I would totally put my arm out and try to hold you up. But I don't think I could because everybody's obese on the internet. Let's see if I can find the solution to this puzzle. Well, I do have a check. That's the first thing to check for is checks. But then after king here, well, let's do that in red because I'm awesome. Come on, be red. Whoa, there we go. Then I can move the knight with discovered check. Anywhere I move it becomes check from this bishop here. Can I do other colors? Nice, blue. So let's say, for example, I moved here. I don't want red now. I want green again because I'm the green player. And that will be attacking the queen. So maybe that's the solution. Win the queen seems like a good move. Although, this is a hard puzzle. So I bet that that's not the answer. I bet the answer is to find a checkmate. Yeah, check it out. Knight here, right? That's check also. And the only move is to move the king. King has to go here because the rook and the bishop are covering all of the other... Whoa, can you move circles? I just had a mind-blowing experience. And then rook here skewering the rook. King has to move here and then take that rook, skewering and winning the queen. So then I pick up the rook and the queen. That seems better, but it's not checkmate. Anything even more checkmatey here? No, let's try this way then. Best move. And is there any checkmate here? Double check one last time. That doesn't work. He could just trade his queen for my rook. That'd be terrible. Check. And the skewer. A skewer is where the more valuable piece, in this case the king, has to move. And the less valuable piece, how do you like that, queen? How do you like being less valuable? Well, I just took you. It gets captured. So we just solved that puzzle and we get 14 rating points for that. I'm very pleased. Let's solve one more puzzle, and then we'll do a puzzle for the viewers. And we're going to start off with an easy one. It'll get harder and harder over time, which is bad luck for you guys who can't see me yet because you haven't tuned in, because you're only going to get the hard puzzles. And you guys who are watching right now, you have a chance at the easy puzzles. But first, let's do one more puzzle, and then we'll give you guys a puzzle. So this is white to move and make the best move possible. I don't like the fact I don't even know if it's like a checkmate or just win a bunch of material. Sometimes it's like, okay, I win. No, wrong. You're not checkmating. Let's see what's interesting here. Obviously, we got to look at the checks. We've got the knight moves. Neither of those is particularly compelling here. I could capture a rook. That doesn't look too exciting either. So I found 3 things not to do. Let's keep looking. Well, my knight can move here without getting taken because the bishop's guarding it. That's not exciting. Kind of exciting, actually, because you notice that queen can't move anywhere. Oh, it could move here. I was trying to trap the queen. Knight here. Whoops, 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 whoops. Knight e7. The queen is almost trapped. Like, it can't go here because the rook can't go anywhere here because the pawns. But it could go there, and then what? Then nothing. So I was told the answer in the chat by these super chess solvers who told me the answer. Trade your queen for a pawn is the answer being kibitzed in the chat by Super Boo Eb. I'm now going to really pronounce that Eb because I used to just call him Super Boob and I was not comfortable with that. So he's definitely Super Boo Eb today. I take this pawn, check. If he doesn't recapture, then he's going to really feel the pain. So let's say he does recapture. Then he really feels the pain after take the bishop check. Already got a bishop for my queen. Wow, that's amazing. But more importantly, I'm about to checkmate him. If he moves up here, then that's checkmate. And if he moves over here, then my rook is here in this example of the future, potential future. I'm not so sure. Not so sure actually what I would do if he played king back there. I mean, I could check one more time with my rook, but then he could go over there, and I'm losing it. Oh no, I've got this rook. Look at that. As soon as the king moves to the back rank, it slices communication with its communication slicer, and that causes a checkmate. So, cool. So let's do it. Check. Thank you, Super Bueb. And now all I can do is royally fork him in the face right here with knight e7. A royal fork is where you attack your opponent's two best pieces, the king and the queen, with the knight. And you can only save one. In this case, he'll save his king. I just want to double check, make sure there's not a better move. That looks pretty strong, though. Now I can pick up a queen, and there is no checkmate. Yet again, what a difficult puzzle. There's no checkmate. Well, it's still my turn. Huh? There's more to this puzzle? Well, I guess I have an extra pawn. Look at this, guys. I have an extra pawn. We each have two rooks. We each have a minor piece. That'd be the knight and bishop. We each have 5 pawns, but I have 6, so I'm winning. So why do I need to make another move? Maybe check here and then checkmate. That'd be pretty cool. Is that checkmate? Checkmated you. Actually, Super Bueb checkmated him. Wow. Zouts. I just won. I just won against nobody. Actually, this is a rated game. My puzzle rating is this, 2250. And that puzzle's rating was a measly 1749. It was 1750, but I beat it. These games are actually rated. You can defeat the puzzle to lower its rating. Here, let me show you the game history here against these puzzles. I've defeated all of these puzzles recently because I'm so great, but it took me 178 0.8 S's to defeat that puzzle. Wow, I can rewind. Okay, guys, are you ready? Are you ready for a puzzle? So here's how it works. I'm going to show a puzzle on the screen, but there's a delay in the stream, so you're not going to see it, and that's not fair. So I'm also going to put a link to the puzzle in the chat. This is the chat right here. Right here. See this where Super Bueb says he'd rather be Super Boob because Super Bueb is not very flattering. Too bad, Super Bueb. So this is where I'm going to paste a link right in here. All of you need to click that as quick as you can and you will see the puzzle. Then what? Then you type in the correct first move. That's all you need is the first move, and that's the solution. If the black pieces are down, you're black. If the white pieces are down, you're white. The other catch is if you send the wrong move, you're disqualified. You cannot send a couple of guesses unless the first guess is correct. Maybe that'd be okay. If you guess wrong, then you're out. Then a correct guess does not fly. So type carefully, or rather, don't just guess, unless you really, really want to win. Because the first person to send in the winning answer is going to win $1 of Bitcoin, and I'm going to send it through the chat box using a tool called Change Tip. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Are you guys ready? Well, I'm excited, so let's do this. What do I press? I have a new keyboard shortcut for this. Here we go. Pasting it in the chat. Here we go. Ready? Oh, now I go here. There's the puzzle for all you YouTube viewers who missed out. And here's the chat. Chess Patzer says, couldn't we just fail the puzzle and get the answer? This is black to play, obviously. What move should black make? Da-da-da-da. There's a pause here while everybody clicks on that link. Couldn't we just fail the puzzle and get the answer? No, you can't, because this is an image. It is not on the chess. Nice try. Ha 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 ha. Oh, ChessWiz got that. I'm going to drink some water while I do something over here that you can't see. Edit. Now live at twitch.tv/ChessWiz. Save. So there's a post on Reddit right now in the Bitcoin forums. And I posted about this stream there. So there might be a few Bitcoiners coming in. Knight b4 from Super Bueb is correct. And he was just a little bit faster than Faith and Chaos with the same answer. Bishop f5 is not right. So why is Knight b4 so good? Let's talk about this position a little bit. And I think I'll just put my face on the screen and chop off some of everything. Yeah, maybe I should just let me add myself to this. Whoa, I'm huge. Hold on, let me shrink myself. There! 2 thumbs up. I'm on the same board as the chessboard. So this is a very calm position. So when you're shown this in a chess puzzle, you're like, huh? Shouldn't I just play rook e8 and like develop my pieces? No, you should find some amazing tactic. So knight b4 is a discovered attack on the bishop. The bishop is attacking the bishop this way. However, the queen is also under attack. On its face, that's not enough to win because the queen could move in a place that still guards the bishop. See this queen e2 here, still guarding the bishop. The problem is the queen is overloaded, and this is a technical chess term. Overloaded means you've got 2 jobs to do and you can only do 1. It's a lot like parenting. So in this case, the queen needs to guard c2 and b5 at the same time. Let me just draw that portion specifically. The queen needs to guard both of these because the knight is here. Let me draw a knight. Oh, that's a knight. I'm pretty good at drawing. And the bishop is attacking the bishop. You can't guard both, so it's pretty brutal. Black simply captures the bishop next. So let's draw Black's moves. He moves his knight here, then he takes the bishop. When the queen recaptures, then this brutal fork. The knight, once it's sitting here, is attacking 2 rooks at once. And that actually produces a man going like this. Yes! If you get his elbows really close together. So that's the correct answer. Now we're going to send money to Super Boo Eb, who solved it. So exclamation mark change tip. Send $1 to Super Boo Eb because he's awesome. Apparently I'm not awesome. So I'm going to copy that because I bet it won't work. You can't tip yourself. Well, I'm not tipping myself. I'm tipping Super Boo Eb. Let's try it again. Super Boo Eb received a tip from ChessWiz. And you can't see that because I've got my face over it. Let me try again. There we go. Look at that right there in the chat for 3,534 bits, which is millionths of a Bitcoin. So he just received $1. He can install an app on his phone and withdraw that and then carry literal, physical, imaginary, digital Bitcoin on his phone, which is pretty exciting. $1's not a lot, but it's not a little. So that was exciting. Now let's go solve some more chess puzzles. Whoa, wrong button. So let's play some more puzzles of my own. In about a few minutes, we're going to do that again, and somebody else is going to win because Super Boo Eb can't win every time. Right, guys? Actually, he can, so you need to step up your game. Here's the next puzzle, and it is Black to move. So now I'm going to make the perfect move. This is a check. That doesn't seem like it does much. This is a check. That doesn't do much either. Interesting thing here, though. These 3 pawns are blocking the king in, so he could get back rank checkmated. You don't think there's a pawn here, but there really is. This is the pawn that is blocking that. So anything checking on the back rank is going to be checkmate. That might be part of the answer there. How come I don't see it? I mean, I'm looking at crazy things like Queen c3 or even Queen c1, but those are pretty crazy, i.e. stupid. Of course, Super is going to give me the answer, right? Well, I just fail here. So trade with the rook. He has to take with queen. Now the queen is there. Now what do I do? That's the same as before. So let's look at the check one more time. Bishop h2 check. King moves. There's nothing to do here. Maybe Queen c4. Oh, that looks pretty cool, guys. That is pretty cool because it hits this rook, which is not guarded, and it's attacking a queen. If he takes me, then I've got take a rook with check, and that's like checkmatey stuff. He has to block, and then I take that rook with check, and then he can block with queen. I take that, and I end up ahead because I just took everything up in here. So Queen c4, what does he play? Maybe like Queen a4, right? He's got to keep protecting that. And then I pick up this rook. I think that's it. I don't think Queen c3 does it because when he moves out of the way, I'm not like attacking anything. So let's try Queen c4. That is such a cool move. I would have included this puzzle if I had seen it because it's so cool. Do I take the rook? Yes. Wow, what a tricky puzzle. Move your queen to one of the stupidest looking squares possible. That would be right there because it can't be taken. This is another example of overloading. The queen on b3 is overloaded. It has a job, guard this rook. And it has another job, take all the free things. Wow, it actually does move. Check that out. Oh, it's a bug. Okay, there's a bug where you make the circle with a CSS transform. That's pretty nice. Or is it a transition? I always get those mixed up. Let's play another puzzle. Well, the obvious move here is a free bishop from the queen, but I'm sure that's not it. This looks kind of painful if I do that. This is a very unorthodox position. Something tells me this is not two grandmasters playing, considering Black's queen has moved out, but not his bishop or his knight. News flash for you chess players. Don't bring out your queen before your bishop and knight. And White is equally stupid. He hasn't brought out these pieces, but he's fighting pretty hard with his queen c4. Yeah, but there's still a puzzle here, so let's solve it. I mean, f6 would be super stupid because of queen f7, queen f8 checkmate. So let's not play f6. Maybe d5. I'm actually tempted to just throw stuff away if this were a game, but it's not. It's a puzzle. Queen c1, that's a pretty cool check. He's forced to play king e2, and from there, I will dominate. I'm not sure how. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Knight d4. Look at that. Just keep looking. He can't take with pawn because of this pin. Oh, it's not pinned. That's so stupid. The bishop's guarding it. So he would just take with pawn, right? And then if I take bishop takes. Well, that was stupid. Okay, so apparently I didn't look at it. Queen c1 does look like a good starting move. I'm actually going to go out on a limb and try queen c1. It's an American saying. It means try it. Okay, so that was the right move. Otherwise it said wrong move. So there, now we've got a good start. Now, knight d4 does not look right, unfortunately, because no, the king is blocking. Oh, I can't look one move ahead, guys. The king is blocking the bishop. So now he can't take. Look at that. Now look at it. And I get it for free. He actually had to take it with something because otherwise he would get totally checkmated. So he loses his queen. What a great puzzle. So you have to look 2 moves ahead. You have to say after king moves up, the bishop will not be guarding the queen. He didn't take with pawn because I would get his queen. Did you see all that? Well, apparently I didn't. I had to wait till the king actually existed on e2 in order to be able to imagine it on e2. So let's do one more puzzle and then we'll have another giveaway. We're going to give away another $1 worth of Bitcoin. For you guys just tuning in, you tuned in at just the right time. We've got 4 more giveaways to go here. You have to solve the puzzle as quick as you can, and then you will win the Bitcoin. Unless someone else solves it faster. That'd just be bad luck. So in this position, I'm obviously looking at throwing away my rook because it's check. Another thing to consider is queen c4 check because it's check. Neither of them is too attractive, however. It's kind of like certain people I know. Not particularly attractive. But there's not a lot else I can do. So let's look at the material. I've got queen and 2 rooks. That adds up to 19 whopping chess points. We've got 9 and 5, that's 14, and 2 minor pieces. I can't add that high, but I do see it's a piece against 2 pieces. Rook against knight and bishop, and it's 5 pawns against 4. So that means it's exactly tied. Rook and pawn against bishop and knight. I'm thinking about this, and I just keep thinking about it because look at that. I could throw away my queen. That seems great. I really don't know what to do. People in chat are giving a few ideas. Rook takes d1 or queen c2. That's kind of cool looking because you'd think the bishop can take it, but it really can't, it being pinned to the king. Queen c2 looks strong. I kind of like queen c2. Putting a second attacker on that bishop is very attractive, like other people I know. Yeah, he can't defend it a second time very well. I mean, king d1, that looks weak. I should have something strong against this weak move. I don't know what it would be, though, actually, because he did bring up a second defender, and it's pretty decent. What will I play then? Maybe d3. Ooh, except it's e3 other than that. Look at that. Threatening queen f2 check, mate. That's something, right? And he can't take that, or I take the bishop. Let's try it. Let's just go queen c2. That's the best first move. Okay, so he did not play king d1 because he saw that I would totally play e3, although maybe I wouldn't. So now he's attacking my queen. I can't take that for free, but if I take this for free, it's check, and he either takes me or he doesn't. Let's say he has to. Let's say he has to. I just solved the puzzle. Or rather, somebody in the chat solved the puzzle, and I looked over it, and I was like, you solved the puzzle, and I executed it, so we're a team. All right, guys, it's time for another giveaway. We're giving away $1 worth of Bitcoin to the first solver of the chess puzzle that I'm putting in the link in the chat. I'm not going to repeat everything because you YouTube viewers have heard it before. But if you type the wrong answer, then you can't win. You have to type the right answer only. Here comes puzzle number 2. This one is significantly harder. If you're just tuning in, you missed puzzle number 1. And I'm pasting it in the chat right now. Are you guys ready? It's in the chat. And it's also on the screen. Let's go to this view. That's not a good view at all. This isn't getting any better. There, let's go to this view. How does that look? Perfect. Great. Okay. So queen c2, they're talking about the other puzzle. Go, go, go. Did I not paste it? No, I did paste it. It's right there. Queen h6 from Dehay Maker. Rook takes rook from Faith and Chaos. X-Ray says rook takes d1. Professor says hi. He's professor because he's a looser. Queen a3 from J Chosen. So interesting. So there's a lot of guesses here. Now we have to have it judging. So I can first off say that rook takes d1 is not right because rook takes d1, queen takes d1, queen. Why isn't it right? What's wrong with X-Ray LX answer? Let's find out. It's not right. The correct answer is actually the first I'm scrolling. I have a hard time scrolling. Scrolling's really difficult. It's Kush typed QA3, which is this square right here, which is right. I'm so bad at scrolling. Give me a moment here, guys. Give me a moment. And I'm not even on the screen. Okay. It's Kush typed queen a3, which is the correct answer, and he was the fastest. Not only did he not wait for other people to get it wrong before him, but queen a3 is actually right. Queen to this square right here, threatening the checkmate. You guys can't even see my mouse. This square right here, threatening the checkmate, and there is no way to stop it. The pawn is actually kind of pinned here. You would think that the pawn could block it with f3, or is that c3, but that opens up the rook defending this square, so then the queen can still just jump in here guarded by the rook. So queen a3 is the correct move. It's actually a very, very fast checkmate because you can't stop the queen from moving into this deadly, deadly square. Now we have to figure out why rook takes rook is not correct. The queen is forced to recapture, and then queen here. It also looks really good, so I'm not sure why not. So before we pay, it's Kush. Let's disprove these guys. It's Kush was really fast. This was a bad puzzle. I'm going to actually try this puzzle. Hold on. I have something I'm going to do right now. It's not going to take long, but I'm not showing it to you because it includes my email box because I emailed myself these puzzles. And I'm going to look at this puzzle and look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. It is this puzzle. So I'm going to give up and then I'm going to play against the computer. We can have this answer right now. Play against the machine. I'm going to be black and I'm going to take this. And then I'm going to play here. That's the problem. I knew it. I knew it. Look at that. I have to play here and then he escapes. See, guys, I knew that would be the problem. He gets out. See, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So that was the correct. Let me carefully, very carefully switch back to that tab without spoiling anything else. Super difficult. Let me just go back to full screen. I don't want to accidentally show my email or anything like that. That'd be such a disaster. So the correct solver in this case is it's Kush. Not only was he fastest, but he was right. So it turns out rook takes rook is not correct because when the queen recaptures, he's threatening this check down here. That was really, really close. And so we're gonna pay. It's Kush. Bam! It's Kush tip receiving chess with 3,534 bits collected by connecting your Twitch account here. Was I second? Guys, I don't even know. You'll have to look through the chat and tell me who was second place because I don't really know. And now we are back to ChessWhiz solving puzzles. If you missed out, don't worry. We're going to do that a couple more times before the end of the show. But it's back to ChessWhiz solving puzzles. Let's see what this puzzle is. Oh. This is kind of fun. You're really missing out if you're watching on YouTube right now. You should have tuned in at 6 p.m. GMT on July 23rd, 2015. So, and all my arrows are backwards. Yes, it is a dollar giveaway. So this is a check. So obviously I'm studying it closely. And from this I learned I could check him with that move. Wow. And now after king h8, oh, h1, I have nothing. Wow, that's amazing. A check. Okay, let's look a little closer. What else can I do? I am the black pieces. And I don't see anything. Oh, I've got this check. That's really exciting. I think the trick is to trap his queen. His queen can only move. His queen can move here. It's going to be really hard to trap him. But guys, I can do this. Look, check. He moves. He moves. And then Rook d8. Does that trap the queen? I think it does. Yes, I trapped that queen. Take that queen. Now I should actually take that queen literally. And there it is. ChessWiz solves the puzzle. That was not easy. Let's play another puzzle. We're going to do a couple of more, and then we're going to give away another $1 worth of Bitcoin to the fastest solver of the next puzzle. So if you're just tuning in, you're not too late. You can win if you're the fastest, which is pretty difficult to be the fastest. But hey, it's Koosh did it, so you can do it too. Let's see. I see a check. Obviously, I'm looking very closely at it. However, the king can move out of check. Didn't consider that. King could move to h5. I mean, it's really... Felix Denmark, you are joined. You're in. I mean, I want to play g4, but pawns don't jump. We could change the rules. Pawns jump, guys. From now on, pawns jump. You know, I want to play g4 right now, and then my next move will be like checkmate with this rook coming here. Not enough. Cheese. I love cheese. h4, king h5, bishop back. He takes my pawn just when I'm going to checkmate him, and then I still checkmate him. Nope, then the king comes back over here again. Then I check him here, and then I checkmate him. I don't know if you followed all those tiny little arrows on the screen, but I think this is going to work pretty well. So I'm going to start with h4 and then bishop f2. Does he have any way to not get checkmated? I don't think so. Let's try it. It's working. Did you see that? I just looked ahead into the future. Now, it wasn't very far into the future, but it was like 6 moves into the future, guys. I am literally a future seer. I'm also a time traveler. Did you know that I'm time traveling right now at normal speed? And I'm older than I've ever been. That's what I'm doing. Time is a very unique phenomenon. Nothing is like it except other time, which is like time, except it's next to time. Time can't be next to time. Mind blown. You ever wonder what's really in this? I could be drinking like anything. It could be anything. I'm not even going to list the things it could be because it wouldn't be appropriate for this rated G chess channel. It could be a variety of things. Let's do another puzzle. Okay, my rating went down. Why did it go down? What puzzle did I miss? This puzzle? Oh, that is so stupid. I did. I played that puzzle and I failed it. That is so stupid. My rating doesn't deserve that abuse. Okay, let's solve another puzzle. So let's see. Obviously, we're checking the checks. There's a check there and a check there. Maybe the one on e7 could be good. I mean, like you know, because the bishop is only guarded by this queen. Yeah, I'm liking this, right? The queen moves, then you get the bishop. Seems like a good start. This is another interesting start. But not as. Because after king h8, I don't have nothing. So let's play this way. Oh, puzzle failed! I'm too eager! Let's retry the puzzle. Let's try bishop d5 really fast. Oh, puzzle failed again. Well, let's try bishop knight takes h6. That's wrong. Let's try this move. Oh, it was that move, winning the queen. I thought I would win the queen a different way. Well, that was a really easy puzzle. I can't believe I missed it. I mean, let's just look at this puzzle one more time. It's a simple matter of pulling the queen over to where she's going to get forked in the face, and all I had to do was do that. No. I feel like Darth Vader. Let's take that bishop. Let's do it all again. I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to keep punching that queen in the face. Yes, I took that queen. Oh, there's a queen there. Stand back. Oh, I just took you. Oh, yeah. Okay, one more time. Oh, goodbye, queen. Oh, yeah. I took another black queen with my knight. Let's play one more puzzle. Okay, my rating graph is not pointing the right direction, so let's solve this one on the first try as opposed to not the first try. I see, of course, whoa, a knight cheating. I see, of course, knight f4 because it's check. In fact, that looks super potent. That's like a Pokemon move. It's super effective. King ag1, king ag1. And then he has no move after I move on my thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm overwhelmed by the chat right now. I want to play knight e2 checkmate, but I can't because there's a bunch of stuff guarding it. Interestingly, I could trade my queen for that and then play it. Okay, so like knight f4 and then queen takes bishop and then knight e2. But it doesn't, I mean, okay, great. So I traded my queen for bishop and then I got a queen for a knight. Wow, it's tied again. So I don't think that's the answer. Knight f4 does look like a good start though. What could I play after knight f4 that'd be more awesome? You know, another possibility is queen g3. The only thing guarding that is a pawn. Who cares about pawns? No, literally. I'm saying that this bishop is pinning that pawn as soon as I get this knight out of the way. So check it out. Check first. Now, oh, I wish I were pinning that pawn. Maybe I will. Check. Now the pawn is pinned. Check. Oh, you can't take my queen, but I can take your king. Good game. Okay, one more puzzle and then we'll do another giveaway. Actually, 3 more puzzles and then we won't do another giveaway. I am so in charge right now. Do you guys wish that you had a chess show? You should be glad you don't, because chess is really boring. Unless you drown. You know, drowning chess is actually kind of nice. I like to watch that. Okay. I'm looking at queen d8 check because it's check. And then the knight moves. And then knight h5 check because it's check. And the king. That's what I meant, the king. And then the king moves again. And then I take that with my queen. Those green circles are showing me the answer right now. And then he has to take my knight no matter what he's done up to this point. So then my queen is here, his king is here, and I don't have this knight. So then what do I do? Check him again, and it's checkmate. Well, I think I'll play that. Check. Check. I'm seeing into the future, guys. Checkmate! What? Okay, all I do is get a queen. Okay, I guess I'll take a queen. Good move, but you can do better. How often do you see good move, but you can do better after capturing a queen for free? This is pretty surprising. Well, how can I do better than that? Check him again, I suppose. Good move, but you can do better. All you did was take a free queen, so you're ahead of queen. Nice move, but you're only ahead of queen. Huh. Okay, so bishop d1. King h3. Queen h6. Queen h4. Queen e3. Queen g3. And I take it. Okay. I miss Dragon Ball Z. Of course, I could have checkmated him. All I was doing was taking a queen and checkmating him later. How dumb of me. I'm glad I solved that puzzle. Let's solve one more. Okay, we're going to solve 2 more, and then we're going to have another giveaway. So it's 2 more puzzles, and then we will give another $1 worth of Bitcoin. If you guys are just tuning in, we are giving away Bitcoin today, which is like money on the internet. It is literally money on the internet. You can trade it for real money. Bitcoin is worth about between $270 and $280 right now. That's US dollars. So you could trade it for real money. Or you can just keep it on your phone and feel cool that you have Bitcoin on your phone. I'll tell you how to do that after the show. But right now I'm finding a check. Oh, cool. I can check the guy. That's pretty nice. Is that all I can do? Is just check him? I can check him. That's not exciting. I have to do something great because this looks kind of painful. I need to not lose to that. I need to not lose to Queen F2. Come on. Laugh harder. Come on, Chesswiz. Your show was good, but then you started laughing and you weren't laughing hard enough, so I tuned out. Tune in is such an old-fashioned phrase, guys. Tuning in used to be with a knob, and it's like... And in other news, President Roosevelt has enacted the New Deal. You have to tune in on your radio. You don't tune in on the internet, but I still say tune in because it sounds awesome. Maybe that. It's check, so it's obviously pretty good. And then when he blocks with knight, I take it, which is fun. It must be this. Now I can think. Let's think about the right move. I think rook here looks strong, pretty strong. But is it strongest? Well, he blocks with knight because he has no choice. And then I take the knight. Awesome, guys. I trade my rook for a knight. It's called a sacrifice. After sacrificing, I checkmate him. That was kind of a cool puzzle. I saw that one too, so I'm doing okay here. In that puzzle, you had to trade your rook for a knight, so that was tricky. And any wrong move, and you get checkmated on f2 with that move. Okay, so it's just one more, and then we're giving away some monies. Let's see how we do it. That's obviously check, so I should just play it. But what else can we do? The king's going to get away, and then what, right? If king here, if king there, then I could follow up with taking the bishop, which would be pretty fun. But I wonder if there's a checkmate here. If king here, I could bishop this way, so force him back. He is bishop there is what I mean, bishop e6. So then he's forced back to the back rank. So either way, he's on the back rank. And then this will be checkmate. But if he runs this way, then he could block with knight, guys. He could go like this with his king and block with knight. No, he can't do that. The bishop's guarding that, so he has to back in and checkmate it. Great, so that'll work if the king's up. I've got the checkmate with bishop e6 with that move at the end. However, what if he just moves straight over? Take, he moves straight over. Check, he moves straight up. Now I can't check him here, lose my bishop. Oh, it's a trap. It's a trap, guys. Looks like somebody's giving away money. The Haymaker just gave away some money. Ooh, me. I actually want money too. So Chess Patzer got money from the Haymaker. I hope that I get money also. Money is flying today. The trap is this. Check it out. Oh, you can take my bishop. Oh, you can get checkmated. This is actually something you guys can learn from. Whenever you've got a queen next to a king, think about this. Queens are not knights. Now, I'm not being stupid here. Well, I'm not being more stupid than usual here. What I'm trying to say is the queen cannot move like a knight. So the two squares that it can't guard are the two squares you got to check out in your mind to see if he can move there. The king has to move to one of these squares because the queen is a queen guarding everywhere else. It's the same thing. Imagine there's a king here and there's a queen here. The queen is red, okay? So the red queen is not a knight, so it can't move here or here. That means that the king has to move to one of these two squares. So whenever you see a queen touching a king, imagine that the queen is not a knight. Doesn't take a very stretchy imagination for that. And then you can see exactly where the king has to move. So that knowing that makes this pattern really easy to recognize. I can see that those two knighty squares are blocked. So that's how I know it's checkmate. I don't have to check all this stuff one at a time and be like, well, okay, whoa. I don't know what just happened there, but well, okay, my queen is guarding all this. I don't have to think about that because I just know that the queen is not a knight, so I know it can't go here. And that's a pretty cool shape. I think I will draw a circle around it. And then I will make an N. And that spells no, which is the theme of today's show. All right, it's time to give away some Bitcoin. You guys ready? Let's drink from this vase. $1 worth of Bitcoin coming right up. This puzzle is going to be the world's hardest puzzle that we've ever had on this show so far, which means it's harder than the last two. And I'm pasting it in the chat right now. You guys know what to do. Type the correct first move in the chat. If you type the wrong move, you're out completely. So no guessing unless you're just guessing. So let's go. And once again, you guys can't see the puzzle. There it is. There, that worked. The YouTubers can't see the puzzle. Can I get your arrow drawing program? Yes, the arrow drawing program is called, I've just blown myself up. The arrow drawing program is called Zoomit, Z-O-O-M-I-T. And if you download it, you can go get a Bitcoin stealing virus. The correct first guess is King H7 question mark. How could that be right? It's got a question mark on it. The Haymaker says Rook takes B2. Stickers.gc says pawn G7, King H7, no guessing, that's me out. Okay, so we've had some guesses. Let's take them in order. Chess Patzer guesses first with King H7. Wrong. The Haymaker guesses Rook takes B2. Right. Actually, this is really interesting. The correct answer, Rook takes B2, so let's change tip him. You guys can't see that, but I typed a lot of exclamation marks there. The Haymaker picking up 3,534 bits in his change tip wallet. Be sure to withdraw that. I'll explain how at the end of the show. Otherwise, you don't really have Bitcoin. You just have change tip IOUs, which are totally different. So let's turn myself on here so I can explain how this puzzle works. When I saw this puzzle, I thought, okay, 2 pawns against 1. I am so going to win. I was wrong. I actually just moved my rook out of the way like this, rook f1, figuring that when he pushes, then I'll take him and I'll get some extra time. That doesn't work. It's actually a drawing move, which is bad when you're ahead of pawn, because of this check. And he's just so obnoxious. If you move back, then your king isn't doing a good job. And if you move up, then rook here annoys me super much because it's going to pick up the second pawn and then it's going to trade himself for my other pawn. Meanwhile, it's a draw because I have to give up my rook for this pawn. So it turns out moving your rook out of the way is too slow. You have to capture the pawn immediately. And that is because then you have the next move over in this area of the board. And the next move, of course, is pushing your pawn. It prevents the check and it keeps black from doing any shenanigans. It's hard for the king to get around over here because it's near the edge of the board. It's blocked by pawns. So you have to get the first move and play g7, which is this pawn move. So this allows you to do that. He has to recapture and then it's your turn. Moving the rook out of the way is too slow because push, you take, because moving the rook out of the way is too slow because of his turn. And he can check you. And the other idea is king up like this doesn't work perfectly. In fact, it doesn't work. Why not? I think it's because he takes your rook. And then you push. No, because then look how many moves it's going to take you. 1, 2, 3. Wow, this drawing program is so useful. 4, it's going to take you 4 moves to promote. The 1 and the 4, that's the whatever. And then it's going to only take him 2 moves, so 1, 2. He's promoting into a queen. And now I'll draw a queen. That's what he makes, guys. And he beats you, so king h7 is wrong. So, wow. I just gave away Bitcoins. That was pretty fun. Let's go to full screen view and solve some more puzzles myself. So if you guys are wondering what you just saw, we are giving away Bitcoins today. There are 2 more puzzles still coming up, so hang around and you have a chance to win 2 more dollars worth of Bitcoins. We have separate winners so far. We've got the Haymaker winning. We've got some other people I don't remember winning, including Super Boo Ebb. He definitely won some Bitcoin. So let's go solve some more puzzles. This is ChessWhiz solving his own puzzles right now. Oh yeah, we were drawing that. It's very good. Okay, next puzzle. This is so fun. I'm looking at checks. Because checks is a yummy cereal. I'm looking at the fact that I'm down a bishop, so I better checkmate him. I see more checks here. This check is a nice forcing move, right? I mean, the king can't go here, 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 or here, or here. And he could go here, but then he's gone pretty far. If he goes here, then I could check here. And then he's super trapped. He moves over, and I pick up the rook. He blocks, he has to block the queen, right? So let's say he blocks the queen, then I get the rook. So I think the trick is to just check him until the queen's not guarding the rook, and then eat that rook. Let's try it. I think this would be the correct next move. Throwing away the pawn doesn't seem useful. The rook can't do much, so this has to be right. Now I could take the rook. Now maybe there's something even better. Nope. That's it. I hope I don't get checkmated in a couple more moves because I'm leading this puzzle. Chesspatzer just tried to send me money, but he failed. I'm not sure why. You can't tip yourself. Yeah, I can. I tip myself every morning. I wake up and I'm like, here's a tip. Get out of bed. Here's the next puzzle. Not sure why. Maybe I have to capitalize the C and the T in change tip. That could be. There's not a lot of checks here, which means this puzzle's super hard. Super Boo Ebb hard. I mean, that's an illegal move because then I would be in check after making that move. So I figured out what not to do. It's kind of bad how I'm losing my rook, isn't it? It's quite bad. This looks horrible. I wonder if I could be the black pieces. Black has 3 pieces and I have 4, so I have to just not lose my rook. I could attack his queen, which is so strong. I mean, all he can do is just take that bishop for free or take my pawn for free. That's pretty limiting. I could lose my bishop for nothing, which he could just take for free. That could be the right answer. Because if he goes for my rook, I capture him. If he goes for my bishop, then I... Literally, because the knight can't do anything. And I could play f3, and I lose only a piece. But then I'm down a piece. That can't be the right answer. Queen g4 is being kibitzed. Okay, I like that move. But then he takes my rook. And then I trap his queen. Oh, yeah. I had all the pieces. Oh. I had all the pieces. I had the fact that his queen would be trapped after this move. I didn't have queen g4. Shout out to X-Ray LX. Because he solved the puzzle. He'd seen it before. That's why. Sorry if I scared you. One more puzzle here, and then we'll do another puzzle. Chesspatzer, you'll have to link your account, I think, in order to... You have to have some bitcoins to do that. You can't send bitcoins without the bitcoins. I mean, it's rather obvious to me. So this is a simple endgame where the object is to win. If I play rook down, I will lose my rook. But other than that, I should play rook down. If he checks me, I will get checked to oblivion. I can't block with the bishop, and he'll just check, which is pretty obnoxious. But what about check here? Okay, we'll play ring around the rosy a little bit. Then I promote. Check, he has to go here. Then I promote, he takes with rook. Then I take the rook, he takes the king. Then I can't win. I gotta find the win from there. Check. He's got a king and a bishop. That's all he's got. And he goes this way. I don't think that's working. Bishop f7 is mating. I don't see it. Okay, maybe the double check. Yeah, that's a cool puzzle. Promote, and then the double check. Take a look. Double checks are interesting because they're awesome. So I'm checking in with the rook and checking in with the bishop at the same time in that position. In a double check, let me go back. In a check, there's 3 ways. Count them. Okay, there's 3 ways. To get out of check, you can capture the checking piece, durr. You can move your king, durr, or you can block the check. Not a lot of people think about that because they're being checked by a knight and there's no way to block it. But with double check, you cannot capture the checking piece because there's so many of them. And you can't block the checking piece for a similar reason. So you must move your king. So it's actually another nice thing to keep in mind is whenever you're seeing a double check, which is where you're uncovering a check as you check, then the opponent must move their king. There is no other choice. And in this position, it's too bad there's no other choice because I just checkmated you. Let's play another game. Or in this case, solve another puzzle. That's an obvious move. And if king over, I checkmate him. If so, king has to go this way. That looks pretty good. Then king has to go this way. Got a knight here and a queen here. How long will the show last? Till the top of the hour, which is 10 more minutes. This will be the last puzzle, then we'll give away another dollar. Another possibility is knight here instead. How do I get at him? Yeah, check. King has to go here. Check. King could go either square, but let's say he goes here. Then check. And then I'm going to checkmate him right there. So that'll work. So the king has to go back. So imagine the king going back. Queen here and the knight here. Then the knight moves. Double check. It's another double check, guys. King has to move. So it goes back again. Great, you got his pawn. Then I can check him again. Now my knight's here and my queen is here. This isn't turning out to be that useful. I can check him again here. And he goes here. Do I just play my queen here at some point and just be like, okay, I'm about to checkmate you. It's not check, but let's try it. Check. Now I need to know which square to move my knight to. Yeah, I can open up this file so I can check him this way. That's awesome. So check here, then I take the pawn with double check. Good move, but you can do better. But I thought it was so good because it opened up this file and then rook b8 and bam, checkmating him. What? How can I do better? Somewhere else? Like here? Maybe queen here now. It's so powerful to play queen there. No, because I'm going to lose his bishop. So let's try this move. Puzzle failed! Retry. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad. And I don't know any songs about feeling bad. So I'll make this one up, which is also bad. Okay, so that's the move, because it blocks off rook communication. Of course, ChessWiz, you so dumb. Why don't you figure out knight f1, which rhymes with dumb, if you say wum and end with m, which makes it rhyme? Oh, okay. Okay, guys, it's a puzzle for you guys now. If you're just tuning in, you are lucky because you're about to win $1 worth of Bitcoin if you're the fastest brain in the West, or in this case, everywhere, because everyone's watching ChessWiz TV right now. I'm going to show you a puzzle on the screen. I'm going to paste the link in the chat. You got to have the chat box open because when I paste that in, you got to be the first person to click on that link and then figure out the best move for white. This is a white to move right here, and so you want to be the quickest. You got to be the quickest. Here we go. I pasted it. Now let's go to the view, which is always messed up. Now I fix the view for the YouTube viewers. And we can see, I'll hide myself so you can see the chat better. Rook f6, queen g7, rook a6. Rook a6 is not very good because a6 is over here. But he was thinking rook takes h6, which we will interpret as rook takes h6. I mean, that's okay. But this guy, and there it is, rook takes h6 check. So any more guesses here? Because I can tell you guys don't really know the answer. Let's not rush this. Drink from my vase. Oops, rook takes h6. Yeah, that's what he meant. Don't worry, I got your vote. But it's not the right answer. The correct answer is the first answer. Super Boo winning it with rook f6. This is actually a really cool move. The rook capture does not win after the pawn recaptures. You don't have that much. But this rook f6 is so epic because there's nothing it's really doing here. It looks bad. That's actually why this is a good puzzle. The correct move doesn't even look that amazing. But the double attack on h6 is really potent. You are threatening rook takes h6, pawn takes, whoops, the arrow goes this way, and then take that again, checkmate. And there's really nothing that you can do about it. Not even king h7 works because of reasons. So if you take h6 first, the pawn takes, and then you're like, no, I'm dragging my thing around. It just isn't as good. I don't even know. But the correct answer is rook f6, and Super Booab solved it. So I'm going to send. Hey, I think I should use the @ sign. Send another $1 to Super Booab because his brain is a watermelon on a bicycle. It didn't work. I guess I have to use an exclamation mark. There we go. It's a watermelon on 3 bicycles. Bam! He gets $1. There you go. Another $1 worth. Definitely congratulations. Definitely congratulations to you, Super Boo Ed, for being the quickest solver on that puzzle. We are going to do one more puzzle, and we're going to do it really soon. I'm only going to solve one more of these boring puzzles, and then we're going to go to the final puzzle, which is not an easy one. It's the world's hardest puzzle out of the 5 that we're doing today. So you'll definitely need to stay on your toes. Otherwise, you'll fall over. What's the solution here? Obviously rook a6 because it's check. Is there any more to the puzzle than that? Or is it just queen and then check, check? I don't know. That's not really checkmate. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not it. Of course that's the first move. You're trading a rook for a pawn. That's obviously the first move. I'm not sure. It's definitely a chin stroker. If I had a beard, it would be a beard stroker, but it's more of a chin stroker for me. I don't see any other moves that are check, so obviously there's no other good moves, so let's do it. Now what? Maybe here. Yep, that's actually cooler because you're not taking a pawn. Hey, there's a free pawn I'm not taking. Sounds like a chess puzzle. See that? It's like a checkmate in 7, and Chess just sees it with his brain. Let's do another one. That was so quick. And then we'll give away more money. Okay, I saw it with my eyes. But my brain saw it first. Now this is a weird puzzle. Wow, it's a cook. Sorry, it's a knight. Whoa, it's drunk bishop. Okay, so there's the cool moves on this board. I think it's probably this one first, forking him. When he captures, then I move the bishop, discovered attack on the queen, and the bishop has to go here so that the king cannot move back and guard the queen. Nice. Bishop c4 is wrong because the king goes back, and then you have to make another move throwing away the bishop, which then, of course, still wins, so I suppose that's good also. In fact, I'm curious. What? The puzzle is still going? Huh? I'm ahead of queen. Get out. Okay, so should I take this pawn? Or would that be a blunder? Okay, I'll take it. Wow, good puzzle. I had to take a pawn at the end. Okay, so I want to try this puzzle again where I check him this way. Oh, it's another correct answer. Ah, he moves this way and I don't have to take a pawn. Guys, it doesn't make any sense because they're both winning. In this variation, apparently, you don't have to take this pawn. Probably because it's guarded by a knight, but that was interesting how it was different. He played knight here in one line and knight here in the other line. The only real difference is that his double up is pawned, so I don't know. So we're going to have one more puzzle here. This is the final puzzle of the show. If you can solve this puzzle, then I just showed it on the stream. Oops, so I'm going to paste it really quick. You need to click that link in the chat as fast as you can. I'm working my controls here like a boss. Click that link, guys. Click that link and type in the correct answer to this puzzle to win $1 worth of Bitcoin. Do it. Whew, tough puzzle. It is black to move and make the best move possible. Type the best move in the chat. Rook takes rook is the first guess. C6 is the second guess. Now, you two people, if you've guessed wrong, you cannot win. So don't just guess. Although it's too late now that I'm saying that. Because, you know, when I say something, it takes like 15 seconds for it to arrive in your ears. Traveling through the pipes of the internet. So, but you guessers, you should stop guessing. Pawn push, that's a little bit vague. Pawn e2, okay, that's a legal move. That's a good guess. Rook takes f1. Yes, I realize that. E2, pawn e2, queen takes h2 check. Can't take much longer here, or we're going to have people putting this in their engine to solve. You guys have any tools where you capture the board position from the stream and run it through an engine to find the best move really fast? Could work. Queen f4, rook takes h2. So I think we've had just about every possibly good move guessed, which is move that, move that, move that way, move that way, and queen f4, that's not that good. So nice try. Nice try, but f4 is horrible. The correct answer is, drum roll please, Matty D. Perrine winning with queen takes h2 check. It's actually a really cool sequence. I don't know if you guys can follow along in your brains, but let's try it. Queen takes h2 check. The queen is forced to recapture. The king can't because it's guarded by the rook. Then you take the rook check. Now you've got two choices here, block with the queen or block with the king. But if you block with the queen, then he's actually going to advance his pawn and you can't stop it from promoting. If you take that, he promotes and checkmates you at the same time. If you move his king, then he takes your queen and then promotes. As soon as it promotes, you're down with queen, so that's not going to work. So the queen doesn't block. Instead, the king moves up here. Then the brilliant move, rook back, guarded by this pawn because that's not actually a move. That's not made, so let's put an X on it. So the pawn is still back here. So it's getting worse, so let's redraw all of this. Here, 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 and then back, pinning the queen to the king. There is nothing that white can do to stop this pawn from promoting. Sorry, it's a skewer, so the king has to move out of the way. Then you take the queen. Whoa, and there's nothing to do to stop the pawn. You take the rook, and then the pawn pushes. The king is over here on h2, and the pawn is over here on e2. Next move, it's going to be a queen. After that, it's going to be a checkmate. After that, it's going to be $1 worth of Bitcoin given away to the winner, which is Matty D. Perrine at Change Tip. Send $1 to Matty D. Perrine because reasons and stuff. I don't know if you can see all that in the YouTube video, but look at that what it says, because reasons and stuff. Change tips not paying attention because I didn't use the exclamation mark. Bam! Matty D. Perrine tip received just missed 1,534 bits, $1 collected by connecting your Twitch account. So that's going to be the end of the YouTube video, the end of the show, strictly speaking. If you're watching on YouTube, that's it. I'm about to end the video. But if you're watching live, I'm going to do a little bit more of streaming just so you guys can learn how to collect your tips because you probably have no idea what you're doing. And I'm here to help you. I'm here. We broadcast live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. GMT. This has been ChessWhiz TV. I should tell you where you can watch. You can watch at twitch.tv/ChessWhiz. You can also visit the website at chesswiz.tv, click connect in that corner, and then you can click Twitch, and you'll be twitching in no time. This is still been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching.